Welcome back to the Curry Gumbo's podcast review of P-Valley Season 2. Let's get into this next episode. We get a Mississippi Cinderella story. Full with the two stepsisters, stepmother, nice house. Her father was there a little bit. It was kind of weird, like if the father was really present or not. He just seemed like he was always gone.
That's similar to like the Cinderella story. It's like that nigga gone, but
yeah, it's like
right. You always out on business. Where is your mom? Right. Where's your birth mother?
I don't know. I guess she chose to live with her daddy, or if her mom. Listen, who knows? Every situation be different. We find out that Keyshawn and Gidget were high school friends, and Keyshawn met Derek in high school. I do think it's important that we learn that they were cheerleaders, because it shows you where their athleticism came from and their stunts. Yeah. One stereotype of stripping is that, anybody can just come off the street and get on the pole. It's like, no, these girls are athletes. They're acrobats. They have choreography. So I do think it's important that we saw that background.
Yeah, and that's the case for Gidget, because Keyshawn doesn't make the team the first time.
Well, she didn't make this, but she
tried out.
She tried out. I think so that it's not like she was like this was like an art major or something, like nothing. Like she had some type of ability to make her want to. And try I think
out that speaks to her athleticism even more, because she doesn't have that background, because what we don't see is like the other years of high school and things like that.
There's a lot of talk about Keyshawn's complexion. We saw a little bit of it last episode when she was saying they made her poster lighter. And we see a little bit in this episode right before the flashback. She has a bunch of different color wig options. And she looks at the blonde wig and she's like, I don't know if this goes with my color. But then she puts the blonde wig on anyway. So I'm seeing like we keep getting bits and pieces of, I guess, I don't know if struggle is the right word. Or her being conscious of her complexion. And in this flashback, it comes up again where the black guys at her high school were kind of teasing her for being dark. Her stepsister was light-skinned. Her stepmama was light-skinned. They had the long hair. Derek was a cheerleader, but he beat some boys up in defense of Keyshawn.
That's what makes it difficult. It's hard to point out abusers sometimes, because sometimes their violence is done in defense of others. But you do wonder, like, were you really trying to defend Keyshawn, or were you just mad because this young man spit on you? Or are you just looking for any reason? Are you just looking for any reason to be violent,
To fight. We do see him with different bruises on his face, and Keyshawn is asking him, it's like, okay, every time I see you got a new bruise on your face. Is it true? And he brushes off like, cheerleading stunt or something minor. And it's like, okay, every day you got a new bruise on your face.
He is definitely mimicking his father, who was abusive to him. That comes out after the Christmas dance, and he's saying, "Oh, my mom is all bark, but my dad, his bite makes you wish for the bark." And so we know that this is something that is ongoing. In that moment when she's trying out to be a cheerleader, she's at like the top. It's not a pyramid, but she's doing a stunt.
She's doing like a three-person stunt.
He helps her up, right? Then the guys mess with her. He beat their ass, Then he comes and kind of consoles her when she realizes that she doesn't make the team. In each little scene, like, he's saving her, kind of like he's helping her. He's coming to her aid. Yes. She's walking home in the rain by herself. Where your sisters at? Where your stepsisters at? What's going on? Why you in the rain by yourself? Why you ain't take the bus? What's happening here? It feels good to be saved. It feels good to have somebody reach out a hand and help you, And so I can see why a relationship forms there.
Oh yeah, definitely. And also, they mention that they have segregated Christmas balls for the school. They have the black one and the white one, and the girls at school they're talking about it. And even Gibby
Yeah.
is like, she going to the black one. She don't want to go to the white one. And so when Keyshawn's stepsisters are getting ready for this ball, this Christmas ball, and their dates are coming, and they're obviously going to the black ball. Derek comes through the door, got dress and shoes all ready for Keyshawn, and he takes her to the white ball, which is supposed to be the classier, prestigious ball.
Now, why you just didn't go to the black ball with her? And it all felt it felt cute, him bringing her the dress, because he knows that she probably doesn't have a dress, not because she can't afford it, but because no one has asked her out. So he knows that she doesn't have a dress. Yeah.
She wasn't ready.
Now, my question is, why didn't you just ask her? Ready. I guess, I don't know. He just wanted it to be a surprise.
Because to me, that's like step one of controlling person. You already come with, like, here are your clothes. I'm going to dress you. Just like when her stepmama said the famous words, be careful about becoming a man's Barbie doll, because he'll just find another one to buy.
Yeah.
I feel like controlling men, you don't need anything. Here's your dress, here's your shoes, here's your house, here's your car. What do you need?
We were juggling a lot with the flashbacks. You were asked to think about a lot, because there's the colorism that is happening at school. There's a colorism that is happening at the house. There's also just the evil stepmother and the nonchalant stepsisters. She is tasked with doing one of her sister's hair for a pageant. She burns the girl's hair off. The mom is having a fit. The girl who's getting her hair done, she's a little darker than her sister. And the mom is like, you done took the one thing that makes her beautiful. Like, you messed up the one thing that's her strength. Yeah, and so everybody's clocking it like, oh. Like, just let that.
And even when Keyshawn was like, you can put a weave in it, and she was like, no, baby, my girls don't need weave like you.
So she's constantly being reminded over and over and over that you are an other in this home, even though, like, to a certain extent, it's probably your home, because I'm assuming that stepmama don't work. You talk about you met him as a flight attendant. It seemed like you don't do that no more. We also know that her father is a predator, like either going to be one or has already had, because he wants to take a picture with his stepdaughters, and he getting a little too touchy-feely,
and not Keyshawn.
He getting real touchy-feely with Alicia, and it makes me very uncomfortable. She is in this house. Her stepmama don't like her. Her stepsisters don't care. Your daddy a predator. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, hell yeah, I want to get up out of here. Or I'm going to run to this white man who is being nice to me.
Well, showing her any type of attention. I think that's what it is, especially when you have young children. I'll say girls and boys. If you don't show them any type of attention, they're going to find attention, or at least the validation that they're seeking. If their parents or their family can't be validated by their family, they're going to find it outside.
Derek brings her a blue dress. She's in blue this entire time, because we are really sticking to the Cinderella metaphor here. Cinderella has a blue dress. Keyshawn is going to be in blue all of the time. It wasn't a surprise to me that the stepsisters were in red and yellow. In some of the pictures that you see of Cinderella, the stepsisters are in red and yellow. So it's kind of solidifying the idea that, like, she is someone who wants that fairy tale story, who wants to be rescued. But I think that we also kind of flip that fairy tale narrative, because it doesn't, her prince, there are no princes in this story, I guess is what I have to say about that. No, this idea of a prince gets complicated here.
So we're going back and forth between the past and the present. Present day, Miss Mississippi is in Atlanta and they're performing at Magic City, hosted by the Puerto Rican princess.
It kind of felt like a Kevin Samuels moment to me with Atlanta. Like, why we got her on?
Oh,
Well, like,
okay.
why is she here? Like, I get it because to a certain extent, it's like, I really do love Jocelyn. She's so entertaining. She's beautiful. She's talented. But why?
I was trying to figure out this time frame. Her oldest child is only 3. And she said she was working at Walgreens when she was pregnant. I'm like, when did she get into dancing?
Child, you said I need the timeline and I need it now.
I still don't understand when she started dancing.
Yeah. Either way, Mama starts dancing because she got to pay the bills because Derek loses. He gets a scholarship to college, full ride as a cheerleader.
Oh,
Keyshawn gets pregnant, and so he stays with her. I kind of, and it seems like he blames her. If it wasn't for you, you trapped me. I would have been away at college. Like, you can still go to college. You said yourself your parents could take care of the tuition. They don't need a scholarship.
Well, it seems like his parents cut him off. Because then even Keyshawn was like, her daddy's the one who got their condo. Derek's parents were like, you got a baby with that black girl? Yeah. Oh, no. We see the first time Derek is aggressive with Keyshawn. She runs to her family's home. And her stepmother does not let her back in. So she's like forced to go back to Derek, which is so heartbreaking. It's like, damn. Like, she really had no choice.
She had nowhere to go.
She did the right thing.
That stepmother is going to come back. So is Alicia, because I think there's some unfinished business that needs to be told with the father and Alicia. Also, one wonders if her 2 daughters, if there wasn't a pregnancy somewhere up in there, because Keyshawn was not the only one fucking prom night. So I'm wondering if people just had their pregnancies terminated. So, and was that choice given to Keyshawn? We don't know, but
well, not only that, like, did she want to?
That's also that.
Because I do feel like some of these upper class teenage pregnancies be more forced termination. Like, oh no, honey, we don't do this in this family. Like, ain't no option. Ain't no. So what do you think? You think ain't no talking about it or putting the plan together. The plan is this ain't going
especially to happen. If the person you're having the child with is not a person of some significant financial means, and especially if the stepmother is not the breadwinner of the home. So it's like, who's going to take care of this child? I have to convince my new husband, who is a predator, to take care of a child that's not his. I'm already doing that with these 2. I can't do that with the grandkids. So, girl, to merch.
A lot to handle. Okay, so Rome is out of control. It seems like he's trying to push away Lil Murder and his crew, like separate Keyshawn from them. Even with the hotel situation. First of all, they're not performing in Atlanta. Lil Murder is not performing in Atlanta. Rome is like, y'all lucky y'all in this hotel. Y'all could be somewhere in Conyers. Shout out to all the people listening in Conyers.
Right.
You know where that is. Even though
they don't know. We know what Conyers is at. Hell, half them people that was at that strip club probably drove from Conyers or someplace similar. To a certain extent, I don't think that it is like Rome is not Murda's manager. So
I get that, but it's like they're on this tour together, but it just seemed like everyone's not on the same page. And in Rome, I kind of got the vibes that he was being a little controlling too with Keyshawn. he was going to extend the tour. And she was just like, I don't know about extending this tour. He was like, don't worry, I called little Justin Bieber.
You called
he's okay.
My partner. That's you crossing a boundary there. But it's two controlling people together, because why didn't Derek call you and be like, hey, this dude calling me, what's going on? It's like they're both making decisions for her, which is so unfortunate.
On her behalf. Even with the wig deal. With the wig, I don't think he tried. He was like, oh, the wig deal fell through. You can do this shoe deal. And she was like, this makes no sense. Everybody wears wigs. People ain't wearing 5-inch heels every day.
He wasn't a part of the group in the way that Keyshawn, Wody, Murder, and Teak were. Even when Gidget came, it seemed like Gidget was more part of the group than Rome, right? Because, I mean, their killer game, they've been playing that since all of them got in the hearse together. Gidget's playing it. Wody's playing it. Teak, like, everybody's playing it except for Rome. And so that signaled, oh, he's not in on this. Like, he's not a part of this core group. He does become a part of the game later on in the episode.
Oh, does he? Yeah, Rome gets out of pocket and forces himself on Keyshawn. I'm so happy she ran away. I was nervous. I was like, I hope she gets out of this. But she was able to run away. I love that flashback too. Her running down the hallway and banging on the hotel door, which flashes to her banging on her stepmama's door, asking for help. I was like, oh no, like, just, she's gone through this so many times before, like, in different ways. Like, it's so eerie when your life repeats itself. I've been running my whole life. So it's like, oh my gosh, that's super eerie.
She ran to Wody, who always seemed a bit protective of her from the very beginning. Because when Rome goes to Keyshawn and Derek about getting the tour together, he's like, that went left. She's talking about, are we giving her the best deal? And Wody's like, well, are you? When Teak has that outburst and Rome is saying, oh, I know you were scared. I could tell you were scared. Stick with me. I got you. Wody is listening unbeknownst to them. So he's always like in the background, watching, observing. It seemed like he's playing a background character because to a certain extent, maybe that's the safest way to go about this.
Before this episode, did you think Rome had Keyshawn's
No, never. I never thought
interest?
that. I never trusted Rome. I wonder if he is taking too much of a cut. I've always wondered that.
Probably.
The way he engages with her always feels like there's some sexual undertones. Like it always seemed like he wanted to do more than business. Now, did I think he would be violent towards her? I didn't. I was wrong.
When he said, I'm making it so you never have to go home again, that kind of hit me, and I was like, wait a minute. What you mean never go home again? Is he trying to help her, like, leave Derek?
I think everybody knows Derek is abusive.
Well, yeah, they know that, but I'm saying when he said that, like, it just seemed a little bit too aggressive for him to be on Keyshawn's side.
Well, that whole scene reminded me of Players Club. When the girl's complaining and old girl is like, look, what you need to be worried about this damn money. I'm telling you, I don't really feel safe. I'm telling you, she just like, shut up and make this money. I'm not going to lie. When he first said it, I'm like, okay, he knows that Derek is being abusive. He's saying, I'm trying to make it so you never have to go to that abusive white man ever again. But his demeanor is always a little pimpish to me.
Yeah, the way he said it, I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this.
Like, I'm going to take you away from here. I'm going to save you, but that means that in a way you are indebted to me, which is not going to be a safe place.
And also, she has 2 children. It's like, you're not just taking her from her man. You're taking her from her.
Didn't I tell you Derek would hurt them kids?
Where does that?
Didn't I tell you that?
Yes.
I be knowing. Came home from that tour after Rome attempted to sexually assault her. And I mean, hell, did sexually assault her, like putting his hands on her, like
he did.
She was assaulted.
She was assaulted. Yeah.
And so she goes home. She's still in the blue. Remember that she's still in the blue. The little baby got bruises on the back. She found that out when she go to the doctor with the baby. I'm surprised they didn't arrest her. I'm surprised they didn't call CPS on her.
I thought they were arresting her too. But did you notice? Okay, so the white doctor was like, "Oh, it's just a little fracture."
It was making me nervous.
And then the black, I don't know, doctor or nurse, healthcare professional, she was looking like, 3-year-olds don't be breaking their arms.
I was like, do he know Derek? Are they friends?
How he break his arm?
Are they just? I was scared. I was real scared.
Me
because
too.
I'm like, why are you just acting like this is nothing? I've never really heard of this, but then again, I don't have children. And I've never taken like children to the doctor like that. So I'm like, is that common? Maybe it is. Shit, I don't know. Fuck.
She goes back home. So Derek got this interview.
Child, he got this waste of time that he going on.
Allegedly. Right. Like, was he just depending on his parents his whole life? Like, in these years he's been with Keyshawn, 2 kids later, like, he still ain't got
can't go be together. No cheerleading coach.
But okay. Keyshawn confronts him.
Me
which
too.
I was surprised because normally Keyshawn usually plays it kind of like, she plays it smart, safe. Like, I thought she was going to let him go to his interview and then just
That's what I was hoping, but that ain't what happened.
Derek tries to defend his actions, which is horrible. You crying over 2 weeks.
I've been with him for 2 weeks. All that whining is nigga, motherfucker.
So, what's Keyshawn? Is she finally gonna leave Derek and run her way back to Diamond? Because she was holding on to that. Wasn't that? Well,
I think something gonna happen with her and Wody. Cause Wody's talking about, I like your hair. I like the hair that grow out your head. He's protecting her. He kills Rome. Why do you think Wody poisoned Rome?
I think they were all fed up with Rome. Because even last episode, remember, you said it, Rome is the one, when they were going through the Black Lives Matters episode, Rome always got something to say. I think they was just sick and tired of Rome. Like, they're not, why aren't they performing in Atlanta? Why is Rome being secretive and being like, oh no, this is what Keyshawn do? Even when they went to, when they stopped at Keyshawn's, the beauty supply store that had Keyshawn's lashes, and even the guys were just sitting in the car like, damn, like, it would be nice if we had something going on. And then it just seemed like they're just fed up with Rome. Even when they made someone said, oh, when Wody first confronted Rome, and he was like, oh, what's gonna happen that Keyshawn not on the tour no more? And he was like, oh, we just found somebody else. He was just like, he was always dismissing Lil Murder. Lil Murder ain't, he ain't that big. So I think they're just fed up with Rome. And then, of course, the assault just is the icing on the cake. It's like, we already don't like you. Like, we do not like you. We tired of you. We wish you was not here. And now I have a reason to get rid of you.
Rome is a representative of the label, of the management group. I wonder if the label really don't see it for Lil Murder. A part of me thinks like they probably do like him, but it's Rome who is fucking up the connection. You know what I'm saying? And I just wonder about his business dealings and how honest is he being. He's not the CEO of the management team. He's a worker for that team. And so I do wonder if has he been a little shady in some of his business dealings, and if so, to what extent, and who has that harmed? And
I say, listen, I thought Rome was shady with the wig line. Who's picking stripper heels over wigs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you do that? Like, oh, they have enough on the back end, but put these heels on. Even Keyshawn was like,
yeah.
Why? Again, those
Come
clear
on.
Cinderella
And
heels.
notice when she runs away from him, she leaves the shoe, Jesus.
Yeah.
But again, it's being subverted, right? Because to a certain extent, Rome has been positioning himself as her Prince Charming, you know, but he's clearly not. One thing, the Uncle Clifford is narrating the show for us, and Uncle Clifford calls Jocelyn the fairy godmother. And I'm like, is Jocelyn gonna come back? How is Jocelyn the fairy godmother plays a significant role in the Cinderella story. So, but she doesn't really do much here because at this point, Keyshawn's.
Well, is it because when she brought her out on Magic City stage, it's kind of like you're at a bigger ball?
Could be. It just seems like what the fairy mother does is she provides a lane for Cinderella to be in the presence of the prince. Keyshawn already has that. So that's why I'm wondering, like, maybe Jocelyn is going to return. Maybe. I mean, I will say after the interaction with Jocelyn, she does fight Rome back. You know, like she isn't. I don't think Keyshawn has ever been a pushover, but it always seemed like she loses the battle with the folks that she goes up against. So I think in this case, like she, with Rome at least, she beats him. And when she goes to the hospital with her son, and when she comes back, she's not in blue anymore. And I was like, why? Like, we've been in blue this entire episode. Why are we not in blue? And perhaps she's shedding that fairy tale narrative from her body altogether, because it's like, this shit ain't working. Like, ain't no prince out here. Ain't nobody coming to save me. Like, this shit is literally a fucking fairy tale. And I have to stop aligning with this. So I think the change in clothing suggests that there is a change in Keyshawn. I think her and Wody gonna have something going on.
I don't know. Wody seems like more of a big brother type. I don't want them to get romantic, because then it kind of like it kind of seems like she just can't have any good guys that's not trying to get
Lil
with
Murder
her
not trying to get with her sexually.
Like, I just want her to.
Teak ain't trying to get with her sexually.
I mean, yeah. Well, because they with each other, but I'm saying just a platonic guy friend who is just like, you know what, I'm here for you, not because I'm trying to be romantic with you.
That's fair. That is absolutely fair. I want her to be with Wody because I kind of have a crush on Wody, and I want them to be together in the show.
Well, Roman's gone, so what's gonna happen with this next?
He didn't.
Is it Dirty Dozen? He didn't
grab his phone. He went in there, poisoned Rome, but he didn't grab his phone. That's why I was like, if this is about Keyshawn, because why didn't you grab the video? If he said you know he showed me this movie, where else he showed you the movie than on his phone? You didn't grab his phone, or did you? Did we just not see that? And where did he get the tape? I guess it doesn't matter, because it's like, where'd you get this video? Somebody probably sent it to you.
I wonder if it's audio.
No, he said movie. I don't think it's audio.
I mean, was he spying on them? Like, when they
so
was
you
in
think
the
it's
hotel
Big
room?
T?
Like, what's he doing?
I don't know if.
Yeah, I don't think Lil Murder been like with everybody. I'm assuming Lil Murder is just.
Can we talk about how when Wody was like, you might need to find Big Teak a woman that might calm his ass down, and Lil Murder was looking like, nigga, what the fuck you saying? So are we jealous? Are we possessive? Jealous? What's happening?
Possessive, because they know.
Oh, well, everybody
know. Because when he and Keyshawn, when they was like giving the eye contact, when Big Teak Little Murder was like having a little
I don't
argument.
even think we needed those subtitles.
Them little
we didn't need
looks.
that. Like, I knew what was going on.
Is they? Like, yeah, they. So I think Wody saying that was just like, so he, like, he don't want to put all his business out in the air. Pretend like you don't know. Hey, maybe he just need, he just need a woman or something. He's like, what? Okay, never mind. Won't say that
But
again.
why not? Why not? They've been fighting this whole time. They've been bickering like an 85-year-old married couple. They've been bickering this entire time. Because Teak mad that he mad about Uncle Cliff. Because he still it has not been explained. Okay? It's not been explained. And Teak is fuming over there. So what I don't understand is why you wouldn't try and find him somebody to kind of take his mind off of you. Do you just, what is it?
Because that's his man.
Well, if that's your man, then who is Clifford? Who that? I need to know, since that's your man. Oh, okay.
Even if they were exes, you're not gonna put your ex on somebody else. No.
Especially if I'm about to get back with him. Hey y'all, hope you enjoyed the show. Hit us up on Instagram at Curry Gumbo. Hope to see you next week. Bye.